Welcome back, guys, to Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney, where we started Turnabout Serenade at a Gavinner's gig, a concert straight after our prior case, where murder has gone down here of Mr. TeLouse, shot with an extremely high-powered revolver. Well, that said, we now investigate the scene, cut off from the outside world by Klavier, Gavin's request. Let us examine everything more thoroughly as we wonder about this window that's about shoulder height, considering the logistics of where those bullets landed. Look, there's a little window over here. Maybe the killer escaped through that. It's barely big enough for me to get my head through. Not to mention it only opens a crack. A crack, What? I was just saying it's possible. Right, no harm in that. Except I'm pretty sure it is impossible. You could peek into the room for it though, you know. Indeed, this might be an important fact, but something we're not adding to the court record right now. That's a body, isn't it? Sure is. The victim, no less. Let's take a closer look. Yeek! Go ahead, Apollo, you first. Me? No, you should go first, Trucy. Really? Will you two stop bickering and get over here? She's munching on snackoos again. Hope she's not annoyed. Alright, well, let's first of all examine this message. Eek! Is that blood? Why don't you examine this one, Apollo? You know more about, red stuff than I do. Yep. Says who? Something strange about this blood, though. Is that what it looks like? It is, but you're not going to actually say anything about it. Is it written in another language, is the question. Now, the other thing is, we've got a hand closed here. Apollo, look at this hand. He's holding something. Hey, no touching. You can throw all the snacks at me you'd like, Emma. Sooner or later, you're going to run out of them. You raise a good point. I'm a bit intrigued by this scene. Let's take a look. Ah, see there? He's holding something. What's this? A keyring? You think it might belong to the killer? Certainly a possibility. What an unusual keyring. And what unusual keys. This could be a vital clue. Well, the keyring's been added to the court record. Well, that said, unless this message comes out as anything more than it is, but it doesn't seem like we took a picture of it or anything like that. We might get a picture in the future, I guess. Considering this is the crime scene, they'll probably take a picture of it and present it in court. Mr. TeLouse died clutching this. Note the heart-shaped keyring. Right, we can turn it. Will that even show us anything? There is something to examine there. The middle key. What about it? It's a guitar shape. There are 3 keys on this heart-shaped keyring. This middle key is shaped like a guitar? I get it. It must be the key to a guitar case. A guitar case key. But I know who this belongs to. Well, it could be anyone from the band, but you'd think that these keys might belong to Klavier Gavin, sadly. Are thou the murderer? Anything to check on the murder weapon itself? Do we have prints this time? The middle of the weapon is a revolving chamber. That's where you load the bullets. A revolver, see? Revolver. That sounds a bit like Wonderbar. Especially if you say it really fast. I guess. You know what I always used to think? I used to think the closest sound to Wonderbar was one liver. There's just so many words in the world, Apollo. Isn't it amazing? So many different words, so many different people. People like Trucy. Yeah, I'm a bit freaked out by that sentence as well. Doesn't seem to be anything on it at the moment, but we never know, we might have to examine it in the future. So stepping back from here, we see a lot of cosmetics, etc. Is this guitar case openable? Seeing these mirrors lined up like that makes me think I'm really in a dressing room. You are in the dressing room. This must be makeup. I've never heard of most of these brands. Maybe they're Bulgarian. All I know is they sure don't make for such much of a clue. Sorry. Alright, what's the time exactly? Oh, doesn't tell us that. We got some disturbed coat hangers around here, but that's not important by the look of it. The message is what I'm interested in. I'm not allowed to know about it or question it so much. And we got fruits, flowers, stuff waiting for after the performance. Posters. The coffee machine that survived the hit. A ladder, of course. Huh, another ladder. Actually, it's technically a step ladder. Well, hello, Miss Fancy Pants. Please forgive my lack of ladder discrimination. I'm less worried about the step ladder. I'm more worried about why it's there. Why is the ladder there? Well, to climb, right? To reach something on the ceiling? I still say it's a step ladder. To reach something on the ceiling? What's wrong, Apollo? Mouth is catching flies. Nothing. It's nothing. Maybe that's how the killer escaped. That's what you were thinking, right? When we arrived on the scene, the killer had already fled. He or she must have had a way out, and that air vent is one possibility. But it's much too small. What if the killer were about your size, Trucy? I didn't do it! I was cutting up the dance floor all the time, thank you. I know, of course I don't think you did it. It's hard to tell with you sometimes, Apollo. Hey, what have I done? Well, you're being a bit mean. Right, so we're not looking as a potential escape vector, are we? Our speaker was blaring at the time of the murder. Ah, that's for monitoring the stage from this room. Monitoring? The pipe's in a real-time feed from the stage microphones. Useful for knowing when your set is coming up. Yes, I seem to recall it being loud and vaguely musical. It made it hard to hear Mr. Lutu's last words. Apollo, you need some taste in music, man. Though that's not exactly rock that we're playing, to be honest. If it was, then it's a special brand. Right. So we've examined a fair bit here. Whose is that dressing room? That's the Gavinner's dressing room. Of course it is. The crime scene was Lamira's dressing room. Next door. Never know where clues might be hiding, Apollo. Let's case this joint. After you, Trucy. P.I. Well, the question is, after we've examined there a fair bit... Oh, God, we examined there and we didn't even talk to her. That's a bit of a mistake, wasn't it? Emma! Sorry! I'm mean! I was too busy examining. Mr. Romain TeLouse, was it? He was Lamira's manager, an interpreter apparently. This was his first time in the country. So I'm guessing he didn't know many people here. It doesn't seem likely. Nor can I think of anyone with a motive to murder him. Except for one person, of course. One person? Who? Lamira. No one here might have had a motive, but she's from... What are you talking about? Hey, it was Emma's idea. I said nothing. What? Always with the snacks. He's a big man, or was. I don't think even I would win a fight with him. Why would you fight him anyway? I'm like, getting the sentence come in my head going, like, why would you even try to fight the guy? I don't think even I would win in a fight with him. Which is why whoever it was used a revolver, I'm guessing. We sent a request to Bulgarian Embassy for more info on him. Okay then, what about the crime itself? Well, you and I know more about the crime than anyone. You do? It's true, it was us who found the body. What? I guess that's what I missed for watching the concert. Hey, I wish I was watching the concert. Anything would be better than this. Well, we know the crime took place during the concert. And when we heard the shot and entered the room, the killer was already gone. What? But that doesn't make sense. You came in when you heard the shot and no one was here? How did they leave the room? That window is a little too small, isn't it? Mystery of the disappearing killer. Right, so we talked about that, but maybe I was supposed to talk before I examine thing. But who says they even left the room? That's what I'm thinking. Sorry. I can't comment on anything not scientifically relevant. I think you'll find it is. I'm a forensic scientist after all. Self-styled one at least. I think it's very relevant. You found his keyring in the hands of the deceased party? That's ridiculously relevant. Right, nothing here. No Klavier, no nothing. What else am I supposed to be doing? Right, in terms of examining things, we don't have an upstairs in this room. There's no vent. There's no small window that we can see. There's keys, but keys to what? The only other thing in here, or thing that the key could go into, is in the hallway. I don't know why you've got chains for decorations instead of things. Man, come on. You weirdos. And why are you shining that heat? Is that a heat lamp shining on the food to keep it warm? That'd be crazy if it was. I'm stumped as to how to proceed. Let's examine that guitar case, maybe. Constant poster for the guilty as charged store. It's not what I'm examining. I love that name. Guilty as charged. Seems kind of negative to me. Well, why don't we do the opposite? Magician Trucy presents the innocent as charged store. Kind of loses impact, doesn't it? A little bit. Looks like an instrument case. A big instrument case. That's a great magic trick you could do with one of these. Huh? What kind? The miraculous beautiful girl escapes the case illusion. So it's the girl who's miraculous, not the escape? So picky. Right. Doesn't help. That does not help. What do I still have to do with you, Emma? Present it all. What am I trying to get here? Ah, so this is the murder weapon? This revolver is incredibly heavy. It's been fired twice. You can still smell the gunpowder. That's odd. What's odd? Oh, nothing. Hey, no fair, tell us. It's just something about this revolver seems strange. Strange? I mean, I checked it. And I didn't see anything. Is it not being fired or something? What about it seems strange? Yikes, don't point that at me! Don't worry, I'm an old hand with firearms. I have one that shoots bullets. I don't want to shoot any bullets, thank you. Not those bullets, silly. My gun shoots bullets, the magic cat. A cat? Comes out of a gun? I can tell by your expression you've never heard of that trick. It's a great one. Honestly, that one sounds halfway interesting. No, it's not that. It's not the trigger, it's not the stock. What is strange about the gun? Yeah, we know it's called a revolver. And then we get the stupid sentences. I mean, the gun looks relatively normal to me. Apart from the fact that you've probably now got another talk option, haven't you? Because I gave it to you. Ah! What do you think about this revolver? Well, it's pretty big and heavy. That's right, it's a 45 caliber. That makes it one of the deadliest revolvers around. Even the police don't carry guns this big. Really? Yeah, it does make sense. You don't need so much power to kill at such a close range. It's overkill. I'm not sure I see the problem. I mean, whenever I go out to eat curry, I order it extra spicy just to be sure it's spicy. Of course, I can only ever eat 1 or 2 bites. And that's not a problem. There's another thing about a gun this big. It puts a lot of strain on the shooter. Strain? Yeah, say, if you were to fire this revolver, the recoil would probably dislocate your shoulder. Ouch! It's like the shooter's a victim too. Yet the killer used this revolver, and quite well. I'm guessing whoever did it was used to shooting. Used to shooting a high caliber weapon. Well, that's about it. I think we looked at just about everything there is. I guess you're right. I know how you're feeling. It is hard to know when to stop. But anything more involved is to wait until the squad gets here. Ah, I suppose. I'll go report the evidence. Sorry, but could you wait here till I get back? Huh? Oh, actually, we have to... Great, thanks! Well, that took me a long time to find out what I actually had to do, didn't it? She left. What do we do, Apollo? She told us to wait. Great, now how am I supposed to investigate? Oh well, I guess it can't be helped. Let's go. Huh? Go? Time's a wasting, Apollo. We've got a lot of ground to cover. Well, that's true, but... On second thought, why not? I'm sure everything will be fine. Of course it will. Let's go. Oh god, we shouldn't move. But we're gonna. Oh. Yeek! Who's there? We didn't just imagine that, did we? He was wearing a silk hat. Friend of yours? Hardly. Whoever that was, he sure looks suspicious. Well, hello, weird man. Where did you go? What is it with today? Problem after problem. Achtung! You ain't kidding. It's the two leading members of the Gavinners, Apollo. Klavier on vocals and Darien on guitar. They're so cool. I have a hard time thinking of Klavier as anything but a prosecutor, honestly. Huh? What are they arguing about? Probably the case, I bet. My hog won't start. My guitar case is busted. My guitar's been burnt to a crisp. To top it all off, someone's dead. And then there was that performance just now. What was that all about? Hey, man. Don't blame me. You were the one who missed the cue. Me? Miss a cue? How could I conceivably get the most important part of that song wrong? How? And what was all that tinny playing of yours? Who are you calling tinny? Sounds like they're having a spat. One of those differences in musical direction bands are always splitting up over. This is hardly the time. What are you two doing here? Hi. We were just discussing the investigation, if you don't mind. Sorry. Wait. You were what? Listen. You need to confirm that with the Republic of Borginia. Detective Crescendo. Let's pronounce it like that. Like crescendo, then. Dying crescendo. Dying crescendo. Right. Anything else? What did you just call him? Detective? Ah, greetings. That's some hair. Dying Crescendo. Criminal Affairs Division 3. Hello. Criminal Affairs? Apollo, you really don't know anything about the Gavinners, do you? Something tells me that's about to be remedied. Right, we need to find the drummer. He's a cool one. About the crime. Which crime do you mean? The murder, what else? Oh, that. For me, today has been a hit parade of crimes, you see. Prosecutor Gavin was singing the blues earlier, wasn't he? Something about his hog and his guitar case. Anyway, I'm afraid you know more about the killing of Mr TeLouse than I do. For now, at least. Huh? You were the one who found the body, yeah? While we were in the middle of a performance, no less. Aren't you going to examine the crime scene, Prosecutor Gavin? I'll leave that to Fraulein Detective. Wouldn't want to step on her toes. They're not exactly best buddies, are they? Emma and Prosecutor Gavin, I mean. Well, what to do next? We've already checked out the scene. Prosecutor Gavin may be right. We might be the most informed for once. Maybe Prosecutor Gavin can shed some light on things we found. It's the keys we're after. I don't believe you, Apollo. How can you come to this concert and not know anything about the Gavinners? It's not surprising. Why, even our ancestors knew nothing of America's existence once. I know America exists. The Gavinners aren't just an average rock band, Apollo. Each member is connected to the police somehow. The police? The real police! The real band? By day they pack heat, by night they heat up the stage. By day those lips interrogate, by night they sing songs of unrequited passion. Okay. They debuted 7 years ago with 13 Years Hard Time for Love. Then came Love with No Chance of Parole, and My Boyfriend is the Prosecution's Witness. The list of hits goes on and on. This here's my right-hand man, Diane Crescend. I make the melodies, he attacks them with his guitar. He's a bit of a rogue, really. Ha! This guy's a bit of a perfectionist. When a performance goes the least bit wrong, he goes into this funk, just like today. I know murder would be a bit more off-putting than a ruined concert. The concert of today? A disaster! I'll get to the bottom of this, and then we'll see you, Mr. Q. Miss Q? They were arguing about that before. Great, I love nothing more than questioning tormented artists. What about the Miss Q then? What's this Miss Q you keep talking about? Aha, you heard it, didn't you? From the audience? Actually, I didn't notice anything. See? No amateur's gonna pick up on that. Can you guarantee an entire audience of amateurs? No! I'll take a listen to this. What's that? A mixing board. We use it to record our concert tonight. Are we supposed to be investigating a murder? Well, we've come this far. Might as well go all the way. I've always wanted to learn about the recording industry. Ooh. This is but one of the devices used in recordings. We're a 5-part band. This lets us record each member's performance separately. We use the sliders to adjust the volume for each part. Check it out! Wow, neat! So, could you say, hear only the drum part? Of course. That's how we'll find the criminal guilty of missing his cue tonight. I'm more concerned with the other criminal, the one who kills people. You want help on the case? Then help me with mine. I guess rock and roll comes before prosecuting. Let's begin. First, we bring up the part of the performance in question. You simply choose the section of the song you wish to hear on the bottommost bar. Like so. There it is. Now listen. Was something wrong? You can hear it? Listen again, closely. Ah! The timing's a little off, isn't it? You see? There, right in the most important part. And even an amateur can hear it. An amateur of a mixing board, maybe. You're missing the point. We'll never stamp out crime until we're perfect. Perfect! Here he goes again. Right, amateur, you will prove my point. Huh? Me? You'll find the Miss Q. You will tell us which instrument, which part is the guilty party. But how? Did I not just explain it? Use these sliders to adjust the volume for each part. Then you will find the part that hopefully bungles the cue. You'll find it with your untrained amateur ears. Nothing to do but try, Apollo. I guess. I'll admit, this looks kind of fun. First, a quick review. Use the sliders to adjust volumes. Press the section of the song you wish to hear on the bottom bar. Sliders in the bar. Got it. Once you've found the guilty party, press the corresponding number. Time to rock! Okay. Slide everything down apart from that part, because that one has a visible, like, audio bump. It's got to be that one. You can, like, hear it really clearly. Like, I'm used to looking at audio spikes anyway because of previous YouTube work. I mean, it's obviously number 2. Not the most crazy drums ever. I mean, it was 100% obvious it was going to be this before I started. I mean, how can you even mess it up like that badly? That's such a weird beat to even mess up with. Especially because the beat is just bump, 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 bump. If you know what I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. But it's not even like a hard beat to maintain. There's nothing special about it. How do you... Then he managed to get... How do you even do that? I don't even know how you fluff it like that. Well, obviously, it's number 2. Which is dying, isn't it? This part is off. Which is that? Second guitar. Ah! It was you, dying. Ah, well. Looks like the cat's out of the bag. Ah, well? That's all you have to say? That kind of attitude lets killers walk free, dying. Here they go again. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to ask about the concert. It's starting to feel like we're just wasting time. It's all experience under our belts. That can be bad. Right then. The mixing board's been added to the court record, which means there's something else important in it. I still can't get over the title for that song. Guilty Love. Right then. Thank you for the help there. Also, to compound Diane's horribleness, is this by any chance his keys? I was wondering if you knew anything about this. That is your keys? Does it look familiar? Familiar? It's mine! That's my keyring. I've been looking all over for it. What? This is yours, Mr. Gavin? I knew it. Apollo, how can you make that I knew it face? This is the keyring that was... Yeah, I know. Thanks, anyway. So, where did you find it? Actually, the victim was holding it. Like he was trying to keep it from the killer, even if it meant his life. What? What? The victim? You mean Mr. TeLouse had my keys? Indeed. When will my trials be over? Speaking of trials, I've never heard Mr. Gavin whine in court like he has been today. Emma was right about the fop, I'll give her that. Apollo! Mr. Gavin, maybe we can help. Tell us about your troubles today. I really don't think that's... Tell us. And we'll keep mum about the keyring for now. Are you blackmailing me, Fraulein? Yes. Yes. She's good at this kind of thing, isn't she? You were saying something about your motorcycle not starting? And something about your guitar case being busted. You're well informed. You mentioned it a few times. It all happened this morning. It's all this keyring's fault. The keyring? It's got all my keys on it, yeah? My bike key, my car key, and the key to my guitar case. Wait, so this keyring... It disappeared. I thought I put it in my jack pocket. Did you? Prosecutor Gavin's keyring disappeared? I had to come to the concert by taxi. How embarrassing. And in order to get my guitar out, I had to break the lock. But this guitar wasn't the one that... The very one. Up in flames. And right on stage too. I actually thought that was part of the show. Crazy. And to top it off, Mr. TeLouse's life was taken. Nobody told me about days like these. Strange days indeed. You think? What's wrong, Trucy? Well, I was just trying to make sense of everything. First, this heart-shaped keyring gets stolen. Then a very expensive guitar flares up on stage. Then Mr. TeLouse dies. Yes, and essentially Mr. TeLouse had the keys because he rigged the guitar to go on fire because of the art of his side of things. Most likely. But we'll find out. I mean, you've got an alibi. You're on stage. Could it really be just a coincidence? Coincidence? Meaning? Diane, can you make any sense of all this? Hey, don't look at me. You're police. What do you think, Apollo? Huh? I mean, either Mr. Gavin's having a really bad day, or all this was planned. Well, I think you find that parts of this were planned. So with a bit of dithering early in the episode, trying to figure out what we could do or what we had to do. Of course, present everything, talk to everything, examine everything, which we tried to do. But it was just that one thing, presenting the gun to get another talk dialogue. Why didn't I think of that? Obviously, I'm off my investigating game today. All that said, we'll continue on with this next episode, because we do think the things were planned here, at least a little bit. We might be able to explain away why he had the keys in his possession. For now, let's hope that our prosecutor isn't the one that's going to be prosecuted. We'll see you next time for more Apollo Justice. Bye-bye.